you have earwax, I think this video's for you.
Keep watching. We did something really fun. We've been looking online. We've been shopping on Amazon. We wanted to find some products that are made for earwax removal that are designed to be used at home. We've not looked at these. We've not opened them. We've not played with them. We wanted to do some first impressions, open these things up, and just kind of see what we think. We've got a few of these.
Okay, so what's that one say? The smart what?
Smart electric ear cleaner.
Okay.
And then it's in French down below.
Well,
I won't try
and then
that.
this one maybe doesn't make you feel as smart.
No, just
but it's ear cleaner.
ear cleaner.
Maybe if you're more simple.
Straight to the point.
Ear cleaner. So we've got a couple of these, and coming off the screen for a minute.
Oh.
Okay. Oh, cleaner. That's almost French too.
Cleaner.
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 Okay, cleaner. Anyways,
cleaner.
clean ear is what I think they're trying to say.
I think that's a clean ear.
Clean ear, just spelled funny. And so this one is a little different. Should we let's
Which one do you want to do
well,
first?
let's go simple.
Simple yet, my first impression is dangerous.
I'm going to put some of these over
Simple
here.
yet dangerous.
Yeah. So here we go. We're going to open this baby up. Okay, here we go. What is this? It looks like a little stick.
Clean ear.
Okay.
It says 36. There's 36 of them in here.
Okay, so we have removes wax, relieves itch, which that sounds kind of nice. Exfoliates. So we've got a facial
So it's got to
feeling.
scrub a little bit.
It's got to scrub maybe.
Scrubbing a little bit.
Flexible material. Should we see?
Okay.
Okay, so there's 36
So this
of
sounds
these babies.
this sounds to me like a Q-tip replacement. This sounds to me like if you're nervous about putting a little cotton swab in your ear, why not a sharp stick?
Okay. Here we go. So we have a scoop, almost like you're playing some, lacrosse. It's almost like a sport. It's sporty.
Fun.
Look how sporty the scoop
like,
is.
Or like a spoon.
It does
for a
look like a
dollhouse.
spoon. And then we also have the. It's like it's got ridges, and it is kind of soft.
A little fuzzy.
Yeah, it's kind of fuzzy, guy.
I want one.
Yep, take one out. So the idea here is obvious that it's trying to replace the Q-tip, and so you have a little bit more of a functional, instead of it being as large as a swab, you can see the head of a swab looks like that. This little scoop has an indentation, so it's kind of hollowed out. So the idea is that you can go in, maybe press against the wall and try to drag something out.
Hard to do blind. We might get into this a little later. We remove earwax here at our clinic. Of course, we've had lots of years of experience, consider ourselves professionals at doing this. To do this blind, even on my own ear, I would be nervous to try to scoop wax out of my own ear completely blind.
Yep.
I think right off the bat, I would say bad idea. I would not recommend to any one of my patients, why don't you use this spoon and just try to scrape it out yourself?
That's right. So even though the material, they may say it's soft because you can bend it.
It said flexible. I
And
was
the
curious.
truth is, it's not that flexible. And then secondly, this ridge right here, because it is not sharp, but it's a pretty thin. It's a pretty thin ridge, right? And so you can move it and bend it a little bit, but it takes some pressure, and the ear canal, unfortunately, is laced with facial nerve endings, and then the nerve endings that are inside the ear canal are very, very sensitive. I mean, hypersensitive. And so the idea of someone sticking something in where they could actually scoop wax out, I think you could probably get a little if you know you have a lot of wax, but if it's anywhere near the not the first bend of the canal, so not that first centimeter, but if you're going into the second centimeter of your ear canal, where it is way more tender, this is going to be an issue for sure.
And just imagine if you've got your ear canal and it's pretty compacted with wax. There's enough wax in there that you can actually start scooping it out with a little spoon. The moment you push against that wax to try to scoop out, you are going to be pushing that mass deeper. This just seems to me like a no-go. This seems like a bad idea.
Yep.
Can I comment on this end too?
Well, before you do, I felt the swab. I was wondering if you could continue to exfoliate and help me out here. I just want to see what
this
that
is like.
Yeah.
So I'm using the Q-tip-esque end of this.
Yep.
And we're just doing, kind of the basic around here, right around the opening to the ear canal.
Okay.
Honestly,
I've got some feedback for you.
yeah.
It's not about the wax, because unfortunately I don't have any earwax right there. I might have wax deeper, but not where you're at. This little ridged piece is kind of hard, and it didn't feel nearly as good. However, it probably exfoliated it. It probably roughed it up a little and took out some dead skin.
Opened up the pores.
But I think the swab felt quite a bit better if you're comparing the two.
Yeah, this thing reminds me of, there was a few years ago where there was a pretty popular thing being sold online for earwax that was shaped like a corkscrew.
It's
and
still
you'll still
there.
see it.
You can still see it.
You'll still find it. It was getting advertised quite a bit, and so I had several patients coming in saying, look what I got. I got this thing that looks like the end of a drill bit, and you're supposed to screw it down in your ear, and then you're supposed to kind of yank it out, and it grabs the wax. And that was the worst at-home wax removal thing that I've ever seen. I had more than one. I had at least 2 and possibly 3, I'm trying to remember now, eardrum injuries from this one tool.
Yeah.
This kind of reminds me of that. This looks like something you're going to be tempted to kind of screw down in there, to push down in too far, to twist it way down in there. This kind of has given me the corkscrew vibes. I would say...
Well, with how rough it is, and then this other edge, the way it's so thin, you also have to wonder about individuals that we see often that are, 55 and over 55. We see patients like that all the time, and they're on blood thinners. And so you start to wonder if you put something in that could cause a small tear, and then they're bleeding, and if you're on blood thinners, you bleed much more readily, it comes more easily. And so it's I don't know that I'm loving this one right off the bat.
I have patients that they say, well, I do the Q-tip every morning because I just like the way it feels.
Yeah?
I'm kind of addicted to that. I'm out of the shower and just,
What about the anal person?
pretty
It's
good.
like, I can't have water.
Where are you going with this?
I can't have water in my ears. And they're just so anal, they're like, they don't trust that the water will evaporate within 10 minutes, within 5 minutes. It's gone. You will not have water there. But they get out of the shower and they are convinced, I will not have water in my ear canal. Every time they get out of the shower, they dry themselves off, they go right to the mirror, grab a swab, and they go for it.
And again, for many people, they've done this for years and years, and they haven't caused any problems. They're okay. I would think something like this falls in a similar category, where some people might think this just feels really good. They actually like the exfoliating. They actually like kind of those ridges. They feel like, ooh, that just feels really good.
You sound like someone that might like that.
You know what? I'm one that those types of things actually I kind of like. I think it's kind of soothing.
That's good.
And if someone's using it just right at the entrance of the ear canal and all they're using it for is just because they think it feels good, that's probably okay. But as far as earwax cleaning, earwax removal,
that's right.
I'm gonna give it a no.
But hey, no batteries, no power, no electricity, no electric stuff. Should we go a little bit more?
I want to go to the next one.
Okay, so now this is just ear cleaner. Remember, there's another step that we're going to get to, but let's just unbox this thing.
Simple, direct, to the point.
So we're unboxing this guy.
As we've been pulling some of these things out of the boxes, I've been getting my first look at these. My initial impression is this one might work. This might be an at-home remedy that might actually help a little bit. That's first impression.
Okay. We've got microfiber cloths.
There's stuff.
Or is that a case? All right.
I don't know.
So let's just unpack some of this
See
here.
what we got in this one.
So we've got
the manual.
There's the disc.
Ooh, a shield of some sort.
A blockade. We're not getting wet. We're not getting dirty. Okay. So here we go. We've got a lot of things here. Now, as we unpack some of this, let's remind ourselves what we're doing. It says relieve your impacted ear. So if you have a compaction, which I think some people know that they're compacted and other people don't. One obvious reason why you might think you're compacted is, I was hearing well yesterday, I woke up this morning, or whatever it may be, and I'm not hearing like I usually hear. And I feel full, I feel stuffy.
Sometimes it even hurts a little bit.
Yeah, I feel uncomfortable, right?
And another one that I see sometimes is people will come in and say, well, I went to my doctor, and he looked in there and said, oh, your ear's compacted with wax.
Yeah.
We don't have time to do it today, but we'll have to do something about it. So they've actually had a professional look in their ear and say, we know you're compacted.
And that's when you get curious. And you go online and you think, well, I like this ear cleaner. It's an electric ear cleaner with an irrigation system. It has 4 pressure levels. It's a safe wash. It has a check mark by Safe Wash. Hygienic use, water blocking plate. We saw the plate. I mean, it looks pretty nice. I mean, just looking at it, I think you're right. It looks pretty good. So we have the real thing here.
And it looks fun. I mean, it's like a little gun.
Well, it's a little gun. Yeah, it's.
Look at this.
Yep.
I mean, that looks kind of fun.
Yep. Yep, for sure.
Looks like something my children would like and enjoy, you know, having fun with. It's got a little warning, do not wash. So apparently, don't try to clean it.
And don't ever use it
upside down.
Don't use it upside down. Exclamation mark.
With a space and then an exclamation point. That's kind of fun.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
I like that.
Okay. Oh, so pretty easy. So you fill it up.
Intuitive. We haven't looked at the instructions, but I've got an idea that this goes in here. I've got a feeling that this is going to be filled with water.
Yep. And, there we go. It's giving you,
please use warm water.
Let's talk about that for a minute. So some of the reviews that are, consistent with this kind of work and associated with these types of water irrigating type systems. Some of the reviews, undoubtedly, almost every time, it doesn't matter which one it is, they talk about cleaning their ear and then all of a sudden they start to experience dizziness or lightheadedness. Maybe even some of them say, I think I had vertigo because the room started to spin. And so this idea of being a little warmer than your body temperature, so using water that's warm or, quite warm, it is interesting that if your anatomy is in just the right spot, so if you're irrigating yourself back a little bit or forward a little bit, if your head is tilted or in a certain location and you happen to be using really cold water or warm water, you do run the risk of getting dizzy, especially if you have that water and you're irrigating your ear canal and you're in there for 20, 30 seconds to 60 seconds, a minute. If you're irrigating with warm water like that and you've had water in your ear canal for a time, it does change the way your inner ear moves and the way your inner ear reacts. And so anytime you put warm anything in your ear and it's there for a while and your head is in a certain position, it does trigger a response that makes you feel like you're moving even though you know you're not moving. So it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, the goal with any of these type of things is keep it as close to your body temperature as possible. This one even says you want it about 98 degrees, so you want it right about body temperature, because just like we said, if it's above body temperature or too far below body temperature, it will make you dizzy.
Let's give you an idea of what that is. So lukewarm, is going to be about body temperature. So if you were just cooler than lukewarm, or just right around lukewarm, but don't go warmer than lukewarm to the touch. So just anything that's just a little less than lukewarm is probably where you want to be. If you're lukewarm and warmer, it's probably where you don't want to be.
You will make yourself dizzy. That temperature will transfer through your eardrum into the inner ear. It will cause the fluids that fill your semicircular canals to either heat or cool, which will then cause them to start to move. It's like a convection current. Once those fluids in your inner ear start moving, you will feel vertigo. You will feel like you're spinning. And until everything settles back down to body temperature, you'll continue to be dizzy.
And the safest way is to be upright. So if you want to avoid this as much as possible, be upright, have someone help you, keep your head upright. Once you start to recline or go way forward, or maybe you go way on your side, it's a no-go.
So the temperature of the water is important, and it does give you a warning. It says, please use warm water, space, exclamation point. That seems to be their
I like it.
go-to. And then there's even an exclamation point over here.
Yeah, it's trying to get your attention. Maybe we ought to pay attention to that. So.
Okay, so there we go. We've got it set up here.
Yeah.
We've got also
got some power.
A charging cable. So this looks like it must have some sort of lithium-ion battery in it. I see a little port where we would plug it in, and of course we haven't charged it. I would assume it's not charged. Should we? Yeah, I don't think anything happens when I push it. We've got to charge it up before the initial use. What else do we have here?
Okay, we got some tips. And we've got the shield.
Oh, the shield.
I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to do that. Oh, look at this. We have some lights, maybe LED lights. So we're going to get a good visual. Yeah.
I'm just dumping out some of these tips, just seeing what we've got here. It looks like just two different types is what I'm seeing. There's a longer tip and a shorter, brighter blue tip.
Right. Oh, just pop that on.
Snaps right on.
So there's some little grommets that you just have to clear, and it snaps on.
What do you think about that
I
guy?
did not read the instructions. That was really dumb. I could have just ruined the whole thing right there.
Ear cleaner might have been out of business.
Why do I hear my wife in my head right now? Something about reading instructions.
Read the instructions. Helpful tips.
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. Okay.
This device is not waterproof. Tip number 1, don't clean it. We heard that one.
We've heard that
Again,
one.
don't use upside down, number 2. Tip number 2.
I can't say it enough, really. So look at this. Look at this thing.
Does it kind of make you wonder what would happen if you used it upside down?
Well, look. The water.
Just wouldn't work.
Just, yeah. You're Ryan, please don't.
I won't.
Please don't.
I won't. No.
Okay, so pretty easy. You power it up, and then from there you have different levels. You can go to 1, 2, 3, or 4, and it does look like 1 is the most easygoing,
gentle,
a little more gentle, and then 4 is more aggressive.
You know, tip number 3 is an important one too. You know, I guess it's more important not to wash it or to use it upside down, but tip number 3 says, don't use it if you have an ear infection, a hole in your eardrum, or any kind of blood or discharge from your ear. That's another important point. Anytime you've got an active ear infection, or if you potentially have a hole in your eardrum, you don't want to be shooting any water or anything into the ear canal.
So if you've had any kind of precursor feelings like I'm in pain, and you wonder, is it just wax though? Probably don't use water and don't use equipment like this, because if you have pain and you're uncomfortable, there is a chance that yes, you may have wax, but you also may have an ear infection. You may also have a recently ruptured eardrum and things like that. And so the last thing you want to do is be trying to push wax out of your ear, but instead you're pushing infection and things deeper into the middle ear space, down into the eustachian tube, and it becomes a bigger issue then. So if you're super uncomfortable in your ear, that's probably a really good reason not to. And of course, if you've ever been diagnosed with, yes, you do have a hole in your eardrum, using water irrigation as a safe water cleaning tool and manner of taking wax out, I don't think that's for you. So definitely not for you.
I agree. It even says on here, it's normal to feel pressure but not pain. Stop using the product immediately if you feel pain. That's probably good advice.
Yeah. Ooh.
That hurts.
Yep,
Let's stop.
I know.
And guess what? Guess what I learned by reading the instructions? You know how you were talking about those 4 modes? 1, 2, 3, and 4? They're not what we maybe thought.
Okay.
Number 1 is normal mode. So number 1 should probably be the one you go to. But number 2 is soft mode.
Oh.
So 2 is softer than 1.
Descending.
Because 1 is well, not descending, because number 3 is pulse mode.
Oh.
So 3 apparently were given pulses.
I like that too.
Little squirts.
Yeah, little
squirties. And then
squirties.
4 is strong mode. So by the time you get to 4, I don't know. I'm
really glad you read those instructions, by the way.
Thank you. I think we ought to do another video where we demonstrate some of this on
each other.
We haven't charged it. We're just taking it out of the package. Yeah, on each other. Or maybe we could recruit somebody.
I do like the shield, because how often do we irrigate ears here in the office, and you give a good push with that bulb syringe, and boy, things definitely come back at you. So having this little shield's good.
It's a little shield, though. I have to say, I don't know how much power this generates, even in strong mode.
Even on pulse mode.
But I just have visions of this exceeding the shield's diameter and,
I don't know.
Blowback.
I do like that there's different tips. They're all pretty hard. They bend a little bit. In general, they're not soft, right? And they just kind of come in and out. They're pretty easy.
Kind of screw in a little bit.
Yep, different reasons why you might want to try. There's some that have more perforation, some that have no perforation, so it'd be just a little bit easier going. Some that have small diameters, some that are bigger. So,
wouldn't you think if we were doing this on each other, which we want to do, wouldn't you think we'd need something to catch the water as it's coming back out?
Get that big cereal bowl.
Yeah, it doesn't come with a basin, but you're going to want a bowl. You're going to want some kind of basin, and
you can buy a kidney basin. They're super cheap. Those plastic kind that are kind of a pink color, but cold cereal bowl, any of those things will catch it.
And I'm trying to envision this happening. I don't know that this would be effective doing it all by yourself. So if you were trying to do this, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, in the mirror, maybe you could, but if you had someone else.
It's a good mode,
Yeah.
But I'm also envisioning it kind of running out. It could be getting a little messy. I don't know if you want to wear some kind of little cape or do it in the shower or something.
Oh, but never upside down.
Oh.
And don't get wet.
Good point.
Yeah.
Don't get it wet. Don't take it in the shower.
Yeah, I was just thinking your shower. You read the instructions, but you've got to remember the exclamation.
Why did I immediately go do this in the shower with doing a handstand? Upside down in the shower. No.
The exclamation mark was there.
Yes. Well, there was the space. Yeah. I got confused. Okay.
So anyways, so this is going to look kind of like this.
But I do think sometimes it might be useful to have someone helping you, spotting you. You know what? My first impression on this one was this one might actually help. This one might actually work. And the reason is sometimes we recommend for people that they use hydrogen peroxide and water mixed together, equal parts. You want to keep it about room temperature, or about body temperature, I should say. Not room temperature, that's too cold. But if you keep it nice and warm, body temperature, we recommend to people, let that soak in your ear for a bit. Use a little bulb syringe like you'd use on a baby's nose. Mm-hmm. That bulb syringe cannot generate enough force to damage an eardrum. Even if you're giving it a pretty good squirt, that's a pretty safe thing to do. Again, I would assume that kind of on the low mode with this, it's not going to generate enough force to cause too many problems. And that liquid, that water, that warm water in there might be able to break up and move out the wax. Mm-hmm. This is one that we'll have to play with a little bit, but again, my first impression is this one might actually help.
Right. Another quick tip besides, Dr. Whitaker was talking about preconditioning your ear canals. So if you think you're compacted or you're feeling uncomfortable, but it's not painful, maybe your doctor's already looked in your ear and has already told you you do have significant amount of earwax. What you can do is you can use an agent like peroxide and water, or you may go to the supermarket and purchase Debrox or one of those wax softener agents. There's different types. When you pre-treat your wax, what it does is it takes it from that thick, hard type condition, and it really does soften it. It really does break it down so that irrigating with tools like this or even a simple bulb syringe really can be quite effective.
And pretty safe.
And then the last thing is do not use irrigation at all. Like we said, if you think you've had an ear infection, if you have pain in your ear, these are times where you just shouldn't use water at all. And so added moisture to, say, swimmer's ear would not be a good thing, for example.
And what if you're not sure? I don't know if I have a hole in my eardrum. I don't know, but I have a little bit of pain. I'd say better safe than sorry. If you're not sure, but you're suspicious there could be an infection or a hole, just don't do these things.
That's right. Seek out medical help. Have someone look in your ear. Mm-hmm. Let them give you a really good, clean bill of health, like you're healthy, everything looks great. So it's good. And then frequent use. The frequency of how often should I be cleaning my ears is a good question. Most patients who have a wax problem, which means they know every month they need to clean their ear, probably every other week, so twice a month, you could probably irrigate your ear with something like this, it would be fine. I don't know if you need to do it every single week, you know what I mean? There's very few people that have wax like that. And then mostly, having an ear cleaning and having an experience like this, if you know you're building up wax, again, doctors can help you understand how frequently you should be cleaning your ear just by how often they see you. And that might give you an idea of, I'm an every 3-month person, or I'm an every 6 month, or maybe just once a year. So
it really does vary, and you kind of have to get a feel for what's right for you.
Why do I want to feel this so badly? I want to feel normal. I want to feel pulse. I want to feel...
We're going to have to play with it. And I look in that box, is there a basin? I'm looking in here and it says, is it just this? Oh my goodness. I tucked it aside.
It came with a basin.
Good job, guys.
So it turns out the
folks at Ear Cleaner.
This is a good one.
You don't need a cereal bowl. You've got a basin.
Yep. And I like their basin.
It's a nice
basin.
It
has a little indentation for your, your lobule to just kind of hang in there.
Ergonomic. It even said it was an ergonomic design. There you go. And maybe you could do this all by yourself. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Not bad.
How does this feel in there? Let's just take a look here. So notice what I'm doing. I'm taking the top of this helix here and I'm stretching it. It allows that ear canal to straighten out just a little more. And I'm just right there. That's where I'd put it. Just right in the opening. Do you want to jam it in there?
Do I want to? No.
Should you?
You shouldn't, and I don't want to.
Trick question. Yeah. No way.
Really gentle, just right in the ear. Don't go very deep.
You don't have to go deep. That's the key. You think you want to go deep. That's your inclination. I want to go deep because I want to get it. But you don't need to go deep. You just put it right in, not in the opening of the concha ball here, but look, you see the ear canal. Just park it right inside.
Okay. We've kind of liked this one. We've got one more though.
Yeah.
Should we check out this last one?
Okay.
Because this last one, it's similar to this one. It's got some similarities.
We're gonna just take some of these guys.
I don't know that it has the nice microfiber cloth.
Ooh, do you think you're drying your ear with that?
Probably, yeah, all the mess. maybe rest it on your shoulder.
Oh, yep.
Okay.
I think they've thought of everything, including the exclamation marks.
Do we talk about the last system?
Ooh, last but not least.
The folks at Cowjick. Is that how you say that?
I think so. I think you did it, Cowjick.
The folks at Cowjick have come up with something here. Smart electric ear cleaner. Smart.
I wonder why is it smarter than the others? Is it sensing something? Is there some kind of artificial intelligence involved?
Clean your ears
the smart
and easy way. Has the same warning to use good warm water. Ooh, but it has a water temperature sensor.
Oh, there's the smart. It's gonna put the water exactly where you need it.
Yeah, okay. And I don't know what an integrated dual water tank is. Integrated dual water tank. 2 tanks.
I'm gonna be very surprised if you can use this upside down.
But if you can, then we know it's smart.
Much smarter, yeah.
Okay, what's in here? We've got instructions.
Okay.
Thank you.
With that.
It looks fancier. You can tell this one.
A little better marketing, maybe.
Yeah, a little better marketing. A little fancier materials.
Okay.
365-day money-back guarantee. A 5-year extended warranty.
Quality item.
Free replacement with no return. Okay. Got a little QR code. Emails. Okay.
We're here for you anytime, really.
We're going to be contacting Yumika01.
At Outlook. Okay.
Thanks,
so
Yumika.
we're gonna get some swabs.
Okay.
Interesting.
A little more heavy-duty written manual.
Okay. We've got some of these tips. Let's just film.
tips?
Oh, much softer. Much softer than our last ones, but still, it takes a little pressure to get them to bend. But yeah.
Soft and flexible, nice little rubber.
A little bigger. Look at these. Look at this engineering. I feel smarter.
Smart
already.
for sure.
Is there any reason that we need to screw anything in, or does this just come pre-assembled? Let's see.
And these tips all appear to be the same size, so it doesn't look like we have various sizes. I did notice another USB cable, so probably another lithium-ion battery system.
Yep.
Charger.
Here we go. Black.
Ooh, it looks sleek.
Ooh, sleek.
Ooh, it kind of looks like something you could just set on your, your bathroom
Why does
counter.
that just fit in my hand? What's going on here?
And it looks nice, so people aren't gonna, come into your bathroom and say,
Uh-oh.
"What's that ugly thing?"
What is going on? Whoa. Are we just? Is there a drain involved?
It looks like a drain. There looks like a.
This could get yucky, icky.
Show that to the camera. Can we get that?
Look at this. So you've got this shape. So obviously it's supposed to be like this, where you can see the controls. The controls. Oh, you don't have to memorize anything.
1, 2, 3, and 4. We've just got it.
It's labeled. You got pulled, strong, soft, and normal, the same as the last one.
Isn't that interesting? The exact same modes.
But it's labeled, so you know where you're at.
Know which one? Okay.
And there's a little button, a little charging station here.
My question is, there's no catch basin.
I know. Let me just see what happens.
Do we think that drain?
Oh
my goodness.
Oh my
Is it going to catch it?
Look.
Without any basin?
But how do you know that's getting in the ear?
Because you're blind, aren't you?
You did
get it in my ear, but it was kind of back in the concha.
Okay, let me try again.
Yeah.
Maybe you go like this.
Get that right in the canal.
Is that better?
It's a little better, but it's still not quite.
You're kidding.
Isn't that interesting?
I had it that time.
You're going in blind. Oh, that's good right there, though.
Does that hurt?
No, it doesn't hurt.
Try it on me.
Interesting.
Let's see. Can you get it?
So let's see. Yeah. Because it blocks your view. So as you're trying to go in, maybe you're supposed to do it on yourself. Oh my word, and I can't really pull back on your ear while I do it. Does that feel like it's in your ear?
You beginner's luck.
Okay, I nailed it.
You nailed first try.
Okay.
So interesting, huh?
Very interesting, but I think the idea is you don't need a basin. It's just going to rinse and irrigate, and I think this is a drain, so the dual basin is making sense.
Maybe if you pull it away and you've got some bigger objects there that didn't quite make it through the drain, you can just kind of
wash it out.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking one side you fill with water, the other side it drains into. Is that right?
I know I should be reading instructions, but you know me. Oh.
Look at that. So one is coming out, one is coming back. The return.
There's the dual.
Okay.
Oh, there's the drain. So
So the drain, and it comes into the other side.
So we got fresh water on one side.
Oh, and it even says, oh, look what it calls it.
Clean, sap,
Sewage.
Sewage. I thought it was going to say savage.
Sewage.
Okay, okay.
I've never
So we
called
have the
sewage.
clean side and the sewage side, and the sewage side does line up with the drain.
Sewage, okay.
I have to admit, of everything I've seen today,
This
I'm most excited about the clean electric.
This is fancy.
You know, I'm sorry, the smart electric ear cleaner.
I am too. I
Look at
think
that.
we
Look
were
at
going to
that.
have to try these out.
Look at that. It's just boom.
Because
There's not-
again,
it's just so easy.
Is it going to leak all down you? Is it gonna work? I don't know. I'm excited to try these.
The biggest thing right off the bat is this guy. Like, are you
Going
in
in
the
blind.
canal? Because if you're shooting up into
Just right against the face.
scaphoid fossa or up into the antihelix, you're way far away from the EAC, that external auditory canal. You've got to get it in your ear canal for it to be effective. You can't just be
Well, I'm
shooting
wondering.
blind.
I'm curious too, though, because if you do it yourself, you should
can
feel. I think this is just, this is the other one you might want a partner for. This one I think is just all on your own.
It makes me feel bad that you're saying this because I'm the one that did this to you last time. But
I'm wondering too just how messy it's going to be. We're going to have to try this out because I'm envisioning quite a bit of sewage
leaking out the
sewage
side.
leaking out. Okay.
Sewage. Are we calling it sewage?
I don't think I'm going to adopt that.
Yeah,
I think
this
I like
sounds
that.
nasty.
That's gross, yeah.
Well,
Okay.
what have we done here? What have we done to ourselves?
What have we done?
I mean, this is exciting.
We need to try these out on an actual person. Maybe us.
We might
Maybe
submit
we'll
some
recruit
home
help.
videos
Yes.
of ourselves trying these things out, but then we'll show you what do doctors use and why is it different, and maybe quicker, more effective, things like that. But the idea of doing your own and maybe it feels good. I mean, I'm excited. I don't even know what kind of emotions or sensations we're about to experience. So,
Thank you for watching. Please like the video. We sure appreciate everybody that's subscribed to the channel. So thank you once again, and we'll see you another time.
goodbye. Yeah, you can just kind of get it
You can get it
yourself.
tight. Yeah, you have
But
to.
when you do it yourself, you can just
Yeah.
get it right in there.
We're going to play with that another
Well,
day.
I like that this is soft. Look at that.
A little rubber.
Yeah, but it just
Pliability.
kind of, moldable. Okay.
Okay.
We're still reviewing even though the camera's off. Okay, everybody, we so appreciate you watching the video today. If you've liked what you've seen, please like it, subscribe to our channel. It means the world to us, but it also means the world to other people who are trying to figure out what's going on with their hearing health. So thank you for watching.